Hi guys, it's April and it's time for my mid-month wrap-up, as per usual. So far in the month of May, I have read 7 books, which brings my yearly total up to 62 books. I am more than halfway to my reading goal. I'm doing good. I've read 1,930 pages these last 2 weeks, which brings my yearly total to 21,104 pages, and it's still taking me about 2 days to finish a book. At this point, it's about 156 pages a day, which is pretty close to the average that I've been hitting. But now that I have gone through all of those really exciting stats, I will get into the books that I have read. The first book I picked up is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This is the continuation of everything that has happened in Vicious. I won't give too much detail because there are spoilers in this book for that book. For me, I really like the sequel. Just seeing the continuation on some of the characters' journeys, seeing some other powers that pop up here and there, and that very, very murky water of what is good and what is evil, what is right and what is wrong. It just plays out even more in the story. So I enjoyed it. In my opinion, she didn't ruin these characters by continuing their stories years and years after the first book. I liked it. I did. I then picked up Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor. This is in her Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. This takes place probably in between book 1 and 2. It overlaps a little bit. It's Susanna's story. It's Susanna's love story. It's Susanna asking a boy out, and it is the cutest thing that I have ever read. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I think I want to get the series just because of this book, because I love it so much. I also truly enjoyed all of the illustrations that were scattered throughout this book as well. Susanna is just one of those characters who is so sweet, so dark, but just, I don't know, I like her. So if you haven't read the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, I highly recommend that you do, just so you can get to know this character, because I think she's probably the best. She is. I also picked up Undying by Amie Kaufman and Meagan. This is book 2 in the Unearthed series and the conclusion of the story arc. Once again, I won't go too much into detail because spoilers, but here you get to see how everything is going down with the Undying, who they are, what they are, why things were set up the way they were set up. I have to admit, I did call it. I called it from the very beginning. I knew where things were going, and that might just be because I know a lot of the sci-fi tropes. I did enjoy the journey and meeting some of the characters. It was cute. This is probably my favorite series by these two authors together. Maybe it's just because it has that sci-fi puzzly aspect to it. So if you like sci-fi and puzzles and Indiana Jones and that kind of thing, this is probably a good series to pick up. And then there was The Noble Servant by Melanie Dickerson. This is a Goose Girl retelling with a Christian twist. When I was younger, I really liked Melanie Dickerson's writing and the stories she told, the retelling she did, but as I am getting older, I am seeing the simplicity in these stories and these characters, and there is not a lot of dimension to anything that goes on in these books. And the farther and farther away I get to who I used to be as a reader, because I keep reading more and more books, I'm struggling to get into these stories and actually enjoy them as much as I used to. And to be fair, this is probably catered to a younger audience and a more conservative audience as well. I just wanted so much more from these characters. They just seemed too innocent and too juvenile, and the story plots were just way too convenient. But this was the thing. I also picked up Lucky Suit by Lauren Blakely. This is a cute little novella, little story about Kristen, who has given up on blind dating. She just doesn't see the use for it anymore. She decides that she is going to go all in to online dating because she thinks that that is the most scientific and most accurate way to meet men. Her grandmother has different ideas. So through a series of events, some very cute events, a little love story starts to play out, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was what I needed when I needed it. There's nothing deep and profound about this read, but it was cute and it was adorable. There were some parts in it, I will admit, where I'm questioning how comfortable I was with how they were set up, but I did really, really enjoy the story, so. Plus, they mentioned the TV show Cupid, which I haven't thought about in ages, and now I really, really, really want to track down some of the episodes and rewatch them. I know it wasn't very long-lived, and I know there's not very many episodes, but now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to watch it, because that's what I do. I also picked up Black Crow, White Snow by Michael Livingston. This is also a short story novella, but this one is about female pirates who are on a quest to find something to help their people in this war that they're having. This is where things get really weird in this short story format. This would have been a very, very good long story because there was so much that was trying to be packed into this short little story that I don't think it worked quite as well as it could have worked. This group of humans, females are at the top, males are looked at as sub. So it was an interesting transition to try to get my brain around some of the concepts just because of how culture is right now. But the whole reason that they were on this journey, it was hard to connect with because you didn't have a lot of the backstory. You were just supposed to go off of this very surface level knowledge. I don't think it quite worked as well as it could have. So I think it's mostly the format of this book that left me wanting. And last but not least, I picked up Madness Underneath by Maureen Johnson. This is book 2 in the Name of the Star series. I read Name of the Star the first year of book 2, at least my first year of book 2, not since booktube exists. I picked it up my first year of booktube, and that was how many years ago, and it finally got to book 2. I think because book 1 ended in a place that I was comfortable with. It didn't need to be continued on to get more of the story. There wasn't a huge cliffhanger there. Now that I've picked up book 2, it ends in a place that I'm going to have to find book 3. Because I need to know. I really, 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 really do. This series is about Rory, who one day dies for a little while, and then after she comes back, she can see ghosts. The first book takes place over the Jack the Ripper killings that are going on in London. This continues on in Rory's journey and her ghost-seeing abilities. Like I said, it ends in a cliffhanger that I'm like, that's just rude. It's rude. There are a lot of very simple things that go on in this book, but I do like how Maureen Johnson is doing the whole ghost concept and the abilities and all of the things and the mysteries that are going on, so I need the third book. So those are all the books that I have read so far in May. Next week, I am probably going to attempt to do Panelathon, so look for that TBR and that wrap-up next week or sometime within there. I haven't decided if I want to vlog my journey or maybe do an Insta story thing or not. Let me know down below if you want to see a vlog or Insta story, or if you just don't care. Just give me an elephant emoji. I don't care. Just something down below. And I heart you beautiful faces. Bye.